Happy Thursday.
Good morning.
Talk like a psycho when I come on here.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Oops.
Bad mom alert.
Oh, should I do it?
No. What would you like, baby Christmas?
We were bad parents. We forgot breakfast.
Some chocolate cereal.
She wants some
Sure.
chocolate cereal. All right, there we go. So good morning. As Heidi gets our lovely little one some breakfast, checking in. How y'all doing? Good morning, Terry. So Thirsty Thursday. You notice I spelt it appropriately. Heidi woke up this morning and said, "Good morning, George. Let's do this on, we'll call it Thirsty Thursday. And what are you thirsty for? What are you going to be filling yourself with this week or the end of the week? What well are you going to be drinking from, as it were? And if you're here today, if you're here now, well, hopefully you're thirsty for, look at all that love. Thank you. Hopefully you're thirsty for some information, some knowledge, some inspiration, motivation, transformation, or otherwise
Hi.
good stuff.
Yeah.
And we're here to deliver.
Hi, Starbeams.
So good morning.
Good morning, Deb. Good morning, George. Good morning, Annette. How are you? Thirsty Thursday. What are you thirsty for, Doogie?
Right now, a little bit of coffee.
I'm always thirsty for coffee in the morning. Definitely gets the day
yummy.
rocking and rolling. I was thinking about it this morning because there's a real art to actually knowing what the hell you're thirsty for. And you could spend your whole life drinking things that do not quench you, do not quench your thirst, and you wonder why you're still thirsty. And, real literal version of that is when I thought I was thirsty for Miller Lite, or I thought I was thirsty for Jägermeister or wine. And I thought, wow, yeah, that would quench me. But there was never enough wine. I could never get quenched enough because really it's not what I was really truly thirsty for. I was really thirsty for true fulfillment and something that would satiate me and really fulfill me. And then again, in another literal sense, like you were talking about the well, a lot of times when we seek knowledge and we want to grow and become our fullest potential, we kind of seek out a bunch of different teachers. And we go from water fountain to water fountain, and we drink a little bit, another water fountain, see another person on Instagram or Facebook and drink from their fountain. But we're never full. And that's because we don't ever really dig a well and go deep. I learned that from Geary, who taught transformational breath in the same center that we were colleagues in. And she said, you got to dig a well and go deep. And I find that that's true.
And I'm not trying to be, I agree 100%. And also there's value to exploring as well and tasting different things, right?
That's how you know, like when you go on, a taste tester and see.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And so the other thing is so we have, what are you really thirsty for? Are you really digging a well and going deep and making sure that you're truly nourished? And then the last thing is your thirst changes over time.
Mm-hmm.
When I was in my 20s.
Or the well could dry up.
Yeah, when I was in my 20s, I thought Yoo-hoo was delicious. Like, what am I thirsty for? Some Yoo-hoo,
Have you had Yoo-hoo lately?
No. It's one of those things where I think I like it. Like, I used to think I liked McDonald's until I ate it.
I'm sure one day.
Olive Garden. It's like Armageddon Garden, Olive Garden. When I was like, yeah, I love Olive Garden. It's delicious. And
Red Lobster.
I was like, you need to go. And I took you, and then I barely recovered. It was pretty traumatic.
Yeah.
Never again.
Much better now.
So like your taste changes over time too, and what you want for thirsty for.
And as you grow, that's normal. It's
there's an evolution.
Like know that it's going to happen and be okay with it. That's the other thing.
A lot of people aren't okay with that.
Right. You go, oh my gosh.
This is what I was supposed to want. How come I'm not fulfilled?
Right.
How come I've gotten to this place in my life where, and that's a typical story, right? I built the empire. I did everything. It's my story too. I looked around and I went, I don't want any of this. It's not really, or I want more than this. And people go, how could you possibly want more? You shouldn't really want more. You got to, by outside looking in, you have it all. You shouldn't be so greedy or whatever it is. But I believe
but
that
wanting more, that's part of nature.
Well, I
growth.
believe that lie. When I was really successful, I was making a lot of money and I had all the things and the stuff, but I didn't have my true heart's desire, which was ultimate fulfillment. And what I was really thirsty for wasn't the newest LV bag, right? I thought I was, but then I get the bag and I'd be like, I'm still empty. I wonder what new bag's coming out. I get the house and then, there was nobody in it to live with me. So look around and say, by all accounts, well, I thought this was the ladder I was climbing. I thought this would get me where I wanted to go, but I was really empty. But I thought I had to choose. I had to have money or love or humility, like a more humble kind of existence. And nothing wrong with humility in the true sense of the word, but people misuse it all the time, right? Thinking it means poor. And it doesn't. But when I realized, I really can have everything that I want, I can have the love and the success and the mission and the purpose and the family, then I realized, okay, that's really truly what I'm really thirsty for. And then I pour my heart into digging a well and going deep and making that happen.
I thirst for the human compassion and love, the one you're with, Michael. So yeah, well, ultimately, if you think about it, everything that we do is pretty much on that line. So thank you. Is that really, like, when we go out and do whatever, so go out and, I'm going to make all that money. Why? Because I think that then she's going to love me more. I'll be able to attract her. I'll be able to do that. And
that's going to take me seriously.
Kids. And all of the things that we go out and do, we do for that very reason. We think it's going to mean that we're going to get more love. We're going to get more appreciation. We're going to get more admiration. And then if I get more admiration, if I become bigger, more important, more significant, then someone's going to love me, or I'll be able to pretend that I'm not feeling scared or fearful or unworthy or all of that. So it's all just a mask. It's all just a cover up. And it's a way to make up for the fact that we're not feeling the way we know we could, because we haven't really been taught how to just be okay with growth, be okay with learning, be okay with not knowing everything, and being okay with sharing what we've got. We get also so like mine, and I'm going to, keep it. And that also doesn't help anybody.
For me, I'm always thirsty for learning, right? I know that if I get to a place of mastery in my life and I figure out how to do something, I become super bored, right? And then there was this book that described it as life is like this buffet of sex, fulfillment and joy. Life is like this big sexual orgasmic experience, but you're stuck in the missionary position. And you're like, I wonder why this isn't as fun, So life is meant to be experienced from many angles, many positions. So for me, I'm always thirsty for a new experience, new growth, new challenges. And that's why I'm constantly just learning for the sake of learning's sake. That's why this library behind us looks like it does, because I just want to know. And so that's important to know, what can you pursue that will fuel you up the most? And what's really going to quench you?
Yeah, how can you go deep and wide, right? So you go deep into a well and find a way to go wide with it on how it can relate, how it can help different areas of your life, how you can notice how the information you get, the knowledge you experience, the growth that you experience in one area, how that can translate to other areas. Because as holistic beings, and how you do one thing is how you do everything, what we'll find is that the deeper you go and the willingness to be wide with it and open yourself up to how it relates to the different areas is also going to create transformation that's going to be so surprising.
Now I'm going to bring it on the real. Okay, are you ready? Let's say, all right, Heidi, I know what I'm thirsty for. All right, Doug, I'm smelling what you're stepping in. I'm thirsty. I'm thirsty from some affection. I'm thirsty for some attention. I'm thirsty for some action. Okay. I'm thirsty in my relationship. The well hath run.
We're making that kind of video here now.
Yeah, we are. We're going to teach you how to set.
Okay.
So let's say we're thirsty for some affection and some attention, and we go through our lives being like, "Yeah, I'm dry, baby." Okay, the well is dry. I know you're curious where this is going. It's fine. Trust me. And then you withhold, then you wait over here, dry, Sahara. Oh, I'm going to wait until my partner quenches my thirst. Okay, I'm going to wait. But honey, you need to bring the water. Okay, so the grass isn't greener on the other side. It's green where you water it. And so you are the water. What are you made up? How much % water are you made up of?
It's like 90%.
Quench it, baby.
Yeah.
Quench it yourself. Okay, So if I'm missing attention or affection in my relationship, now this is a quotable thing. This is something to write down and remember and take a note. What's missing in your relationship is what you're withholding. If you're missing attention, it's because you're withholding it. If you're missing affection, it's because you're withholding it. Like Michael said, he wants compassion. If you're missing compassion, it's because you're withholding it. And then you're not just withholding it from other people. Oh, Heidi, I don't feel like being affectionate to him. Can you be affectionate to you? Because if you're craving and thirsty for affection, do you know you can quench your own desire? Do you know that you can fill your own cup up? You can really satiate yourself. And so the first step into filling up and quenching yourself is to give to yourself. Give what you're missing.
And have you also ever had that happen where you're with somebody? One of the reasons why masterminds and groups to be part of are so important. You see somebody else getting some results, and then you go, ooh, and you want to be part of it. So same thing. If she's all of a sudden, or I'm all of a sudden, we're missing it, and then one of us starts behaving in that way, starts being affectionate even to ourselves and start feeling good, naturally it's going to go, ooh, wait, I want a piece of that. Right. I want, like, instead of it.
Hey.
Yes. So notice how you're showing up. And that's such a great question, is that if you're not getting the results that you want, obviously take responsibility and go, well, how am I contributing to that? And that doesn't mean just how am I contributing to somebody else? How are you treating yourself?
How are you treating yourself? And so the power then lies outside of yourself, right? To be fulfilled. If you know you're thirsty for a new experience, your work, your mission, your purpose, your career has gotten humdrum, mundane, and you're waiting for them to mix it up, for the company to make a change, for them to realize your value and put you in a different position or move you around. That's really that day, like, hello, it's coming with the Easter Bunny. It ain't coming. Okay. So let's decide, first of all, I need to figure out what I'm thirsty for, and then make a decision to pursue it myself. And create the opening and create the way, and not to feel bad sometimes, because I think a lot of the people I know I serve are like ride or die. Like, I'm going to stay in it to win it no matter what or how I feel about it, because loyalty is confused. Well, I'm loyal. Well, can you be loyal to you? Because I understand that we have this thing like, I'm so loyal, I never leave. But honey, if you cannot loyal to you, that ticking in your heart, that call to go somewhere else, then you're not loyal, right? Because if you can't do it for you, you can't do it for other people. Yeah,
if it's obligatory, it's not very passionate.
Hey, right? It's okay for you to be in a situation and say, this is not quenching my thirst anymore. This really isn't. And I'm not talking about go cheat, right? Like, a lot of the time we say, oh, well, this isn't quenching my thirst. I need a Corvette and I was going to say something really terrible just now, and then I stopped myself. You're welcome. Or sorry. For those of you who are like, say it. So, because then we think we're quenching the wrong thirst. That's the Band-Aid on the flesh wound, right? There's a deeper thirst. There's a deeper longing in there that a Corvette's not going to fix. Okay, that a new relationship outside of your marriage is not going to fix. Okay?
And that's not to say either just automatically end the marriage.
No,
you got to take responsibility. Yeah.
Figure out what it really is, and then systematically going about really filling up. That's, I say this all the time, guys, like, why is there never enough wine? Because you can never have enough of what you don't really want. And so you can say, I have an affair. You can never have enough affairs, because you can never have enough of what you don't really want. You don't want the newness of the sex, or you want to feel affection, attention, some form of newness or novelty, but you can create
variety,
that in your marriage today.
Yes, variety, one of our needs.
You can create that today, right? You can create. If you cannot prosper where you're planted, you're never going to grow anyway, right? So there is a little bit of like knowing the difference between trying to prosper where I'm planted or pull the trigger and say, okay, it's time to exit it. That's an art form. On my site, if you're in a relationship and you're not sure, on lovecoachheidi.com, there's a free resource you can download called it's like, should I stay or should I go? How to know you should end your relationship. And there's 5 signs. And so download that so you can check it out. And no, that's a helpful tool.
Yeah. Free resources, free drinks. So Annette says, affection is not going to make you truly happy. It will pacify for a while, but if you aren't happy with you, no one will fill you.
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole purpose of this work. Somebody else was posting that yesterday about, and you're going to see more of an explosion of this lately with like, love yourself. And I mean, I created a program called Love Yourself First 3 years ago, because that's really at the root. If you can learn how to love yourself, everything you're filled up, right? And everything else pours out from that. And so that's really quenching your thirst at the root and figuring out how you're not loving yourself. Are you not speaking your truth, setting boundaries, meeting your own wants and needs? You know, there's an art form to that. So in that, I agree 100%.
Yeah. And ultimately with all that, it's also, there's a reflection of your connection with something bigger than you, your connection to God or your higher power, whatever language that is. And
a lot of time that's really at the root of what we're thirsty for.
Absolutely. I would say almost always.
Yeah.
And that's why, you know, you've got to love yourself first, because that's where the connection is. That's where it lies.
Where
you can't have that experience. The
otherwise you're always
open.
going, oh, come in, and you're looking outside of yourself, right? Oh God, let me be worthy enough for you to deem me appropriate for a connection, but the connection already is here.
Right.
So we have to allow it, and loving yourself will open you up to that. Good. So, we should talk more about loving yourself tomorrow.
That's where like priming comes in, right? So if I use that word priming, like if you've ever siphoned something, what do you have to do? Well, first you take energy from one place and you put it in another, right? So what you've got to do is find a way to take the energy, the universal energy of love, or whatever language you're going to use for that, fill yourself with that. And then what happens is it creates the conduit for it all to come flowing in. And we talk about that in other areas, and that philosophy is very effective and productive, because it's an easy strategy to really understand a philosophy that when you prime yourself with whatever energy you're wanting to experience, you allow the opportunity for it to flow in. And then that's a recognition of taking care of yourself first, you know, and there's that old, you know, it's a classic example of when you're on a plane. What do you have to do if the airbag comes down? Who do you put it on first? The mask. Who do you put it on first? You remember?
Are you talking to me? Do I remember?
Well, yeah, because you put it on yourself first, right? And then you can help others. And that's why we do what we do here, is to help everyone that we connect with understand their value and their ability to help others. But first, they've got to be able to help themselves.
Well, I think tomorrow, let's do that. Let's do a thing on, you know, really truly loving yourself, and what does that mean, and how do you love yourself? And that would be
Mani Pedis?
Yeah, that's what we'll talk about tomorrow, because I was feeling like, oh man, I want to go on one now about what people think that means, and what I thought it meant, and what it really truly means. All right,
so stay tuned then. There you go, another reason to come in tomorrow. And any questions, comments, thoughts, as always, please send them in. We'd love to make this a two-way conversation. So it is our privilege, our honor to serve you and be able to be part of a conversation that also helps us, because then we know that we're not alone in these conversations. And here comes the peanut. What you got to say? Who's your doll again?
Her name is Ella Rain McGurk.
Oh, and she's got a new dress?
I like that face.
Yeah.
Ta-da!
Whoa, debuting her brand new outfit.
Which I thought
that
looked a little bit
yesterday.
Like Dorothy.
It does look a little bit like Dorothy. What do you and your baby want to say this morning to your friends?
I love you, everybody. I'm a talking girl. I'm talking.
You're talking.
Whoa. Look at all the hearts they're sending. They're sending you all the love.
Thank you.
Anything else?
So this is just pretend I was talking. Thank you for all those hearts. I was saying this is a talking doll, but it's not.
Oh, no. You were just talking.
Thanks for clearing that up, Goosey. All right, you want to say anything?
Any messages for the day?
I really love you, and we could do it at school or at work, and have a good day, and you could do this, and you could do anything you want, because you're the boss of yourself. And we'll always love you.
Yes, man, that was good, Pumpkin.
And if you want to be somebody, just be yourself. Even if you want to be princess, just wear a princess dress.
Hey.
There you go.
All right, we love you.
If you want to be a creepy doll like this or very special, you are special. Tell me, why are you special? You are special. How on earth would you be not special? You are special.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
Why on earth would you never be special? I mean, what on earth?
What on earth?
You're going to be special. You're special. I'm going to bring these flowers this weekend.
You gonna bring flowers?
We'll pick flowers for them and bring them to them tomorrow, maybe. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Tomorrow, sorry. I
All
thought
right.
it was this weekend.
No,
I'm
no,
going
no,
to Caleb's party this week.
Oh yeah,
I
Caleb's
know,
party
it's
is
gonna
this
be
weekend,
fun.
and it's also Mother's Day this weekend.
Yeah!
Okay.
And I'm going
Good
to give
setup.
you balloons for Mother's Day. Mother's Day. And a flower. And a flower.
Oh.
I decided. Subscribe to our video and subscribe to my butt show.
Hey, subscribe to the video.
Yeah.
Okay.
And click the subscribe button to our channel and watch these TV kids. And we love who you are. We love who you aren't and who you are.
Beautiful. Mwah.
Mwah.
All right. We will see
Bye-bye.
you soon.